Hello there. We're here to look at a timeless message from Spirit. I'm trusting that Sacred Spirit will bring this message to you when it is exactly the right time for you to hear it. So whenever you're feeling drawn to this video is going to be whenever it's the right time. What we're going to look at is what situation Sacred Spirit would like to talk to you about. And then after that, we're going to look at best advice for that particular situation for you. Okay. I am using my Light Seers Tarot for this, for those of you who are interested in what deck you're seeing on the video. All right, let's take a peek at your situation. Okay, so your first card to indicate your situation is the Three of Pentacles showing up in reverse. And this is crossed by the Three of Swords in reverse. Isn't this interesting? We're going to talk about the situation and then I'll show you the rest of the cards. I think this is really an interesting situation because it's not what I'm usually seeing on the table. So with this Three of Pentacles coming up in reverse, that's telling me that you have a situation where you thought you were going to be collaborating with somebody on something. And what's happening instead of that collaboration is that this other person is not actually able to bring those things to the table that you thought they would. And what you're finding is you're having to carry the bulk of the load, if not all of the load, on this situation. So collaboration isn't happening, and yet I feel like you still have some responsibilities. I don't think you can just say, well, I guess I'm just not going to do that. I think you still have to get whatever this is accomplished. Just now you're getting it accomplished without the assistance of somebody else. Okay? Now, what's unusual here is the crossing card being the Three of Swords in reverse, because the Three of Swords in reverse talks about the healing of a heartache or a heartbreak. So this is telling me that whatever this is that you're doing, that you are not having collaboration from somebody else on, by you doing this thing by yourself, is actually bringing some type of emotional healing to you. Interesting, isn't it? That somebody has sort of abandoned ship. Now you're carrying all the responsibilities and it's bringing healing to you. So I think what's going on here is your self-esteem is coming up because you're realizing that you can handle all those responsibilities without this other person or without that group of people. You're kind of realizing you've got this. And that's what's bringing that emotional healing and that boost of self-confidence and boost of self-esteem. Now, let's look at best advice for you here. So those cards came up as the Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hanged Man. Interesting that we've got, so our situation was actually two threes, the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, both in reverse. And in our advice, we have two twos. Two of Cups and Two of Pentacles. Hanged Man is a 12, which comes down to a 3, which is what we saw in the situation. I don't think I've ever seen this 5-card spread line up so synchronistically as far as numerology. All right, so 2s have to do with balance. 3s have to do with creativity. Okay, so obviously if you're collaborating with someone on something, there is some type of creativity that has to go in that. And when that person steps away from the table, guess what? Now all that creativity is falling on you. So we can see that there. The 2s have to do with finding balance. So now you're carrying this load on your own. We've got the 2s showing up. This is you finding balance between doing whatever this is and, the rest of your life, So not letting this take over your life, even though you have more responsibilities here than you planned on, and still getting it done, still being very creative with that Hanged Man showing up at the end that comes down to a 3. All right, reduces down to a 3. All right, so let's look at this a little bit more. First card of advice. You know, I don't think I want to just do card by card because I think I'm getting a nice sentence actually on this advice. This really is saying, okay, I think what's going on here is there's some person, this person that you were collaborating with, I think that there was some chemistry between you and this person, okay? And with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, I think it's time to let that go, time to forget about it. It may be that this other person has been juggling people and has maybe you realize that they were juggling people, and maybe that's why they can't bring everything to the table that you thought they could. So now you're healing your own heart. But either way, with these two cards together, it's time to let that attraction go. It's time to put some time between what had been happening and the rest of life. You know, it's time to start living life and not trying to go back to that, not trying to remember back into that, not trying to just manifest that or make that happen in any way. It's time to just drop it. Okay. This card for me talks about, when it's right side up, it talks about juggling. It could be juggling people, juggling responsibilities, juggling where you need to be, destinations in time. Okay. But when it's in reverse, which is how it came in here for this talks about something falling through the cracks, something dropping. Gravity is taking effect on this card. And so something is actually falling. So this woman is dropping one of these bags. So this is time to drop the affection and the attraction that we saw here. It's time to just drop it. Just let it go. All right. Now you have that bit of advice followed by the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is saying that it's time for you to take some time out and really meditate on what it is that you want to create. You know, what kinds of collaborations do you want to do? What types of people do you want to collaborate with? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? It's time to focus on that. Don't focus on this thing from the past anymore. It's done and over with. It's gone. Focus on what you're creating in the future now. Get into the excitement of that. That's the advice. Easier to say than do, I know, but, you know, Spirit's going to give you the straight truth. I'm just the messenger. I'm just passing it along, and I would be remiss if I didn't pass it along as it came out to me. So there you go. I hope that you find that beneficial, and I hope it's a lot easier for you than I think it should be, or will be, I should say. But thank you very much for being here. Have a great day.